guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a super cute Easter card using the paint swiping technique. So stay tuned to find out what we need for this project.
Guys, so the things that you'll need for this project is a sheet of colored cardstock or a pattern that you like that will coordinate with your paint. You will need a one piece of white cardstock, and I have them cut down already. I will let you know what the sizes are. You'll need some masking tape, blue tape, or washi tape. You'll need some glue and some foam dimensional stickers, whatever you have. You'll need some sort of credit card, or I have this card here, or an old gift card that's been used. You will need some embellishments. For what I'm going to be using these green rhinestones. I have some flower dies that I'm going to use to cut flowers out, or you can just use scissors and cut your own flowers. I have my scissors. I have a stamp that says Happy Easter, and also some ink, and I'm not quite sure if this is exactly the ink I'm going to use. I don't know. I think maybe we'll see. And then I have an embossing folder to emboss the white part. I have my Creative Memories oval template here, or you can trace and cut out an oval, or just draw it out with a pencil and cut it out. And then I have two colors of paint here. This is a turquoise and a green, and they're just a basic acrylic. They're satin. You can have them be whatever sheen you want, but that's just what I had in my stash. This is actually glow paint, but not necessarily using it for that purpose. I just like the color. And then I also have a plastic mat here that I'm going to use since the painting will be a little bit messy. And then you may want to grab a paper towel or a wipe to clean up. So let's get this stuff cleared off and we will get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is take your white cardstock and cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And this is the piece that we're going to be painting. So then you'll want to just stick that sheet down to your surface here. Then you're going to take your bottles of paint and you're just going to squeeze a few drops here and there on the page. And now you want to take your card and just start swiping it across. Want to let this dry, and you can use a heat gun if you have that, or your hair dryer, whatever. So the next step will be is to cut another piece of your white cardstock to a 4 by 5 1/4, and then you will want to cut your oval out of that piece. Just like that. Now I'm going to run this through my embossing folder, through my Sizzix. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is cut your colored cardstock or patterned paper into 8.5 by 5.5, which is basically a half sheet of 8.5 by 11, and then I folded it in half. It's going to be the top there. You also want to cut out, depending on what sentiment you have. I have this Happy Easter rubber stamp, and I just cut a square out that pretty much fit this. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp. All right. Then I may trim this down just a little bit because it's kind of big. Next thing I'm going to do is use the remainder of my patterned paper, and I'm going to die cut out some flowers. I'm going to use my 2 smaller flowers in here so I can layer them. The bigger one is kind of big, so I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut out a bunch of these. I'm not sure, I think maybe just two flowers there, I think. So I'll do 2 of each of these. And what I like to do is just trim off a piece, and I'll fold it in half and just have to run it through once. And since this is double-sided, I can alternate my patterns, kind of like that. So the flowers, you could just layer them and then put your rhinestone in the center just like this, flat. If you want to take some ink and go around the edges, you can. But what I would like to do is add some dimension to my flowers. So I'm going to take, I have this scoring tool. I will put a link down for it below. Also, you can use like the end of a pen, or if you have a tool that has like a rounded edge, or one of those ball scoring tools as well. But you want to take this in a squishy pad. I have this Cricut. I use it to do poke my holes for my signatures for my junk journals, but I'm going to turn it over and use the squishy part and take my round edge here and go along on the inside of the petals, and it just adds a little bit of dimension to a plain flat flower. It curls up the edges. So I'm just going to do that with all of my flowers, and then we'll be layering them up. Now to assemble the flowers, just gluing them together, super easy. So now for the assembly of the card, my paint card is all dry now, so I'm just going to glue this piece down here, and then the frame. The Happy Easter will go here, and then we'll put a couple flowers. So let's do this. You can use your glue runner, double-sided tape or whatever. I have tacky glue, that's what I'm going to use. I ran out of my tearing tape. That's my favorite stuff to use for cards, that way that it's not like super stiff, but this will be fine. Alright guys, so I think it turned out super pretty. It's always fun to experiment with using paint and whatever brush or card or whatever it is that you have on your stash. So super easy. I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.